Let's bring in criminal defense attorney Mark Geragos. Mark, do you think the prosecution was trying to trigger a mistrial with those crazy antics because they know deep down they have no case?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what was going on. There's a U.S. Supreme Court case that says if the prosecution goads you into asking for a mistrial, that you cannot retry somebody. I think that's one of the reasons the judge didn't or wants to wait and let the jury do what they're going to do, number one. And I think the judge, this is not a soft touch judge. This is somebody who has got a reputation as being hard on the defense for many years. In fact, they've brought in other judges because you can disqualify this judge, and most of the time it was the defense doing it. What you've watched here, though, is a prosecutor, when the judge was scolding him for post-arrest silence, the judge is absolutely right. I mean, that's
and now the media,
Mark,
is trying to excoriate the judge as some sort of like Trump-loving jurists, and because they know they're not going to get the murder conviction that they so desperately want, which is weird. You've seen this happen before. You have the entire country watching a trial, seeing the evidence, seeing the footage, listening to testimony, this clear self-defense, but you have paid political commentators on MSNBC and CNN watching the same thing, obviously, but going out and deceiving their audience and telling them, oh, this guy's guilty as sin. What is that all about?
It's a horrible thing when you inject politics into a criminal courtroom. I mean, this is somebody who is facing potentially the rest of his life. You want to try to always protect the integrity of the trial itself if you're the judge. And the prosecutor should not be doing things that they know are reversible on their face. And I know that the people this has become a politicized trial, but it shouldn't be. And it should be based on the kinds of things that you mentioned. When a witness says, I pointed the gun at him first before he shot, it doesn't get closer to self-defense than that.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, that's what it is. But, Mr. Rittenhouse still has the problem of the gun charges.
Yeah, the gun charge, you're right, but he's not going to serve that much time for that. I want to play some sound of Kyle Rittenhouse's mother. She was on Hannity this week. She had something to say to the president, who basically smeared her son as a white supremacist. Listen.
I was angry. President Biden don't know my son whatsoever, and he's not a white supremacist. He's not a racist. And he did that for the votes. And I was so angry for a while at him. And what he did to my son, he defamed him.
So in this country, Mark, innocent until proven guilty, you have the most powerful man in the country, the president, polluting the jury pool potentially and just defaming one of his own countrymen. Your thoughts on that?
We've seen this over my lifetime. I'm old enough to remember when Richard Nixon did it. I'm old enough to remember when Democrats have done it, when Republicans have done it. To play politics with the criminal justice system is a dangerous, dangerous game. You've kind of laid out basically a game plan or a prognostication as to what can go wrong with that. And it should not happen. If you're going to have a trial and if you want to have an American system of justice, then you have to presume innocence and you have to hold the prosecution to their burden. Period. End of story.
End of story. And that's not that complicated, Mark. It is not that complicated. If we can just stick to that, this republic will be just fine. All right, Mark Geragos, everybody, thank you for doing Water's World. We always appreciate it.
Thank you.